Hi guys, welcome back to our fifth episode of Coffee with Corsini. This week is all about Halloween, and we're going to be talking about Dr. Corsini's favorite type of candy and some of his favorite memories. So let's jump right into it.
It's time for Coffee with Corsini.
Awesome, Bronwyn. How you doing today?
I'm good. How are you, Dr. Corsini?
It's a beautiful day, and it's almost Halloween, so I'm pretty excited to be here.
I know. Halloween's a fun time of year. It's fall. Even though we live in San Diego and fall is fake here, it still makes me feel nostalgic of times where I actually got to experience real fall.
That's right. Fall is like one of my favorite times of year. I love it.
I know, I love it too. Okay, well, we're going to just jump right in, Dr. Corsini. And this week, like I said before, we're going to be talking about Halloween and some of your favorite memories and everything. So, off the bat, what is your favorite memory from Halloween, or what's a good story that you have from your childhood?
Yeah, maybe not my favorite, but certainly memorable. So my aunt. I have an aunt that was always active in my life. Like she, growing up in San Jose, and she loved Halloween. So whenever Halloween rolled around, she'd show up at the house, make a big deal of it. And this one year, she had decided I was going to be a vampire, right? Count Dracula or whatever. And so it was all about being a vampire. It's like, man, I'm totally down for that. And so I think I was in third grade. I remember I was in third grade. And so she shows up, you got the big black collar, the white, right? She gets me all dressed up, and it's time to slick my hair back, right? And so they slick my hair back with, I think it was conditioner or something like that. And it didn't really work. As a little kid, just had a ton of hair, and I kind of came back forward. And then they tried some sort of hair cream or mousse, and that didn't work. And they were like, how do we get his hair to slick back? And they had blacked in like a widow's peak in the front with some makeup. And she goes, I know what, we're going to use Vaseline. Vaseline will do it, right? And so they put Vaseline, and it did. It totally worked. If you ever want to slick your hair back, man, Vaseline will do it. And so it slicked way back. It's perfect. Went out, had a great night. I was perfect Dracula for the night. Came back in the night, tons of candy. Like, all right, well, you got to go shower up, get that out of your hair, shampoo my hair. Nothing.
That ain't coming out.
And they're like, uh-oh. So then they washed my hair like 5 times that night. Nothing. And I had grease ball Vaseline hair for at least 2 weeks, 3. I remember going back to school the next day, and people are like, what's wrong with your hair? And it's like, it was Halloween. I was Count Dracula, and you look like really greasy. And did you shower today? And for like a couple weeks, it took forever for it. And we never figured out what would get it out other than just, time, dirt, that sort of stuff. So I've never forgotten that Halloween because I had to live with grease ball hair for a couple weeks. At least a couple weeks I had to live with it. I paid the price for a great Halloween costume.
For real. One day is funny. 2 days is like, okay, but 2 weeks of that hair, that is rough.
Yeah, and
rough.
going to church on Sunday as a third grader. Well, I was Dracula, and I still got that. It's like, how do you make that look good? It looks like a comb over. It just didn't work. Yeah, it was
okay.
A little
So
embarrassing
for all of you, if you are wanting to slick back your hair, do not use Vaseline.
No, not the product of choice. No, not at all.
Okay, well, good to know. Okay, well, you were Count Dracula back then, but are you dressing up this year as anything?
Right. So I got a little boy who's, a year and a half. So he's going to dress up. So I have to dress up. So I actually have everything. I used to work in a med school. So I'm going to dress up as a doctor. I've got all the stuff. I've got the white lab coat. I've got the stethoscope from being at the med school. I got the whole gear. So I'm going to be, I know I'm Dr. Corsini, but my kids like to say he's a doctor, but not the kind that helps people. So this year I will actually be dressing up as a doctor that actually helps people. That's my goal this year.
Okay, I like that. Okay, but what is your son going to be?
He's going to be a fox. We found a really cool fox out for him. So, so he'll have the little nose and the whiskers, and he's got the ears and everything.
Oh, That's adorable. That's so
yes.
cute.
That is the goal.
Okay,
adorable.
so I don't know if you're going to say Count Dracula because of the Vaseline, but do you have a favorite Halloween costume that you wore growing up?
Yeah, probably when I was, there was one year that I was a 3-legged man. I put 2 pair of jeans and tucked one leg into another, and then ran a broom handle down it and filled it up. And I had 3 shoes that all matched. and then a trench coat so I could maneuver the third leg. And I got so much attention. People were like, "How did you do that? That's so crazy!" Like I got a ton of attention, and people loved it. And couldn't figure it out, and that was it. It was fun. And I don't remember where I got the idea from to do a 3-legged person. And I walked around the whole time with this big trench coat, and it all matched and everything. It was one of those times where, as a kid, like it worked. Like it absolutely worked. It didn't look hokey, and people loved it. Got a ton of attention. I got a bunch of candy that year too. So that'd probably be my most successful Halloween outfit. How about that?
Yeah, that's really creative. I was just about to ask, how did you pull that off? But I guess was it annoying to have to, like, every time you step, like, move the broom handle, or?
It took a little while to get kind of used to it. It's almost like walking with crutches, because you had a broom handle that went up my leg and then through the trench coat up into my armpit, and then you kind of had my hand in my pocket to kind of, but it worked. Like it totally worked. I think we actually have some old home video. We got some family videos, I think, with me with that too. And like you go back and it's like, that really worked. Yeah, go figure.
That's epic. That's a cool one. I've never even heard of anyone doing that. That's a creative one.
How about you? You got a favorite Halloween outfit you ever did? Your favorites. What about you?
My favorite ever? My mom is so good at sewing. Like, she was the type of mom that it was like we were not allowed to go out and buy a Halloween costume. It was like we were making it, and it was going to be an ordeal. So I'm trying to think. When I was really little, I went as a bat that, like, she sewed up together, and it was pretty epic. And I thought that one was fun because I could pretend like I was flying all around. I had huge wings. And I also thought it was fun because I would run around and, like, take out my brother and, like, my cousins with the wings while we were running around. That was a good one because I grew up with my brother and my older cousin who was a guy. So I always had to fend for myself with the candy on Halloween. So
yeah, I always had to fight off them for the candy, whatever you got, right?
So I think I would say the bat costume. That was a solid one. And I think I have home videos too of us running around with that on and me smacking my brothers and cousins around. Yeah.
So we would I lived in a neighborhood where all the homes it was in San Jose, and all the homes were so close that you could hit it. You would completely fill up your bag of candy. And I can remember coming back to the house and having to empty it because there was no more space. Right? You ran back to the house and you dumped out all your candy in your secret spot. I had a little brother and a little sister. You didn't want them stealing your candy, right? So you had to kind of dump it in a hiding spot and then run back out and figure out the house that you left off at. And then coming back and find out your dad stole half the candy. It's like, you had to have a really good hiding spot, because you're always fending off the people are competing for the candy that you got or swapping stuff out. Yeah, that's horrible.
Oh, yeah. There was always swapping. I don't know if this is normal, but where I grew up in Canada, like, all of the neighborhoods were, again, super close together and everything, and we all were very close as a neighborhood, and so we would go, and they would give out, like, whole cans of pop, or soda, pop, whatever you guys call it, and whole candy bars, giant bags of chips. It was epic. My bag was full, but it was full of whole bags of chips and full candy bars and everything. We got spoiled out there on Halloween.
I think I'm going there next year. You just give me the address. I think that's where I'm going.
I got you. I'm sure they still do it.
All right, note to the masses. Canada does Halloween right, man. That's amazing.
Yeah, it's pretty epic. I would recommend it to everyone. Okay, Dr. Corsini, what were you afraid of as a child? And then tell us something that you're scared of now.
All right. So as a child, I had an irrational fear of street cleaners. Those the big vehicles that would go down the street. With the spinner brushes. I would regularly have nightmares about those things. I mean, that was a recurring nightmare of I'm outside and it's nighttime and I get swept up. I get sucked up and I don't. I guess where we lived, there were a lot of those around. I don't know, but. I mean, for years, and even when they were around as a little kid, it would just be like, that's going to suck me up. I'm going to get swept away. And, it's just like freaked me out. I think maybe because they're loud and they're really weird looking. Irrational fear as a kid.
Oh, that's understandable. I would get that. I get that.
Yeah, I hated that.
Okay.
Oh, and then you asked about today. Well, I have a very rational fear of, I hate spiders. Can't stand spiders. Okay. I'll pick up a snake, no problem. But spiders, cannot. I don't do. I just kill spiders. If I see a spider, it's a dead spider. I don't like spiders. I kill spiders. And when my wife and I, when we got married, we honeymooned in Costa Rica, and so we're up in the rainforest. They're called the cloud forest of Costa Rica. And there was one night in a room, up in the rainforest. This is the biggest spider I have ever seen in my life. I mean, it would have intimidated tarantulas. It was so huge. It wasn't a tarantula because it was like real spindly and spiny. And it was in the bed. We came back after doing a tour. Came back. It was in the bedroom. It was just huge. And so killed it, got rid of it, and came back the next day. Another one. It was like, how are we going to stay here? Like, how in the world do we stay? Just massive, huge spider on the bed. And it's like, how do we sleep in this bed now? Absolutely freaked us out.
Yeah, that's gonna be a no.
And so now,
No.
if I see a wolf spider, spider, it's like, well, that's no big deal compared to what I saw in Costa Rica. I can handle that. That's no big deal. I can kill that pretty quick. So I hate spiders.
No, I feel that. I went on the mission trip with the school to Africa this past summer, and you can't have a fear of bugs if you want to go on that trip. It's like you will see some of the craziest bugs you've ever seen. And you would just be in your bedroom, in the classrooms, in the bathrooms, whatever, and there's just giant spiders all over the wall. There's scorpions all over the ground. You just had to pretend like they were a tiny ant, and you just smack them and pray that they wouldn't bite you back.
But they weren't tiny, and they weren't ants. Yeah, no, I hate that.
No,
I've been to enough.
Yeah,
you go to some of these other countries, and the bugs they have are just insane, just crazy.
Yes. Absolutely wild. So, completely switching the topic, because this is now going to be about candy and not about scary spiders that we've seen. Dr. Corsini, what is your favorite Halloween snack or candy?
I'm all about the Reese's. I like the Reese's, whether that's the Reese's Cup, the Reese's Fast Break. I even like those, which is kind of lame. It's like a knockoff, but those are really good when you find those. The Reese's Pieces, anything Reese's. In fact, I think I voted those through to the championship round here in the recent thing that was on social media. I love Reese's.
On the Halloween candy? Okay.
Yeah.
So are you the type that will like steal that out of your son's bag if you see him?
Yeah, no doubt. Absolutely.
I think that every dad has to do that.
Yep, and you try to do it secretly, and then there comes a point where it's like, I'm your father, you need to give that to me. So you just you play the father card, and then it's like, I'll take you back out. We'll go do some more. Let's go hit a couple more houses, see if we can get that replaced. So yeah, no, I'm guilty of that.
Okay, I respect. Reese's are good. I like that.
Yeah. Well, and the great thing is, my firstborn son Neo, he's 18 now, but when growing up, he was allergic to peanuts, so that was the one thing he couldn't have. So anytime he'd come back from a door, he'd be like, Reese's, that's mine, because I knew he couldn't have it, right? So it was just an automatic.
That's nice. That's bad for him, good for you.
Yeah, he'd be like, oh, that's one for Dad.
Okay, well, speaking of stealing the candy and doing that yearly, do you have any traditions that you do with your family every Halloween?
Yeah, I'd say probably through the years we typically make a bonfire out in front. Whether that's on the driveway or by the front door, we have a fire ring that we put out in front, and typically have friends over, and we'll just hang out around the fire pit and hand out candy from the fire pit. So when kids come up, we're all out there with friends or whoever or family and hang out around the fire pit, and that's a place the kids come up, and it's a nice place to chill out, kind of have a home base. And you could do that as the kids got older, right? As the three older kids, they could go out and do their own trick or treating. We just kind of hung out around the fire pit. Now that I got a year and a half old, we have to figure that out. Who's manning the fire pit out in front, and who's taking him around? Although year and a half, he'll be lucky if he hits up a half dozen houses. That'll be a night for him.
Yeah, that is a long night, but that's exciting. And his cute little wolf costume. Or wait, wolf? Fox.
Fox. No, absolutely. Sorry, it's going to be the fox.
Right. Yeah. Okay. Well, that's all I have for you this week. So we can get into the weekly updates, because we had a fun last week.
Yeah, wasn't we just had Fall Fest, didn't we? How was that?
We did have Fall Fest. It was really fun. We did line dancing, pumpkin carving. There was pumpkin pie. There was apple cider. It was a really, really fun time. And I learned some new line dances that I had never learned before.
what is the difference between line dancing and square dancing? Whenever I see that, it's like, isn't that the same thing? Is it different? I don't know.
You're calling me out because I grew up in Nashville, and so I should
That's right.
know. But
That's exactly why.
if I had to guess, no, I'm not an expert, so I don't know. But I think line dancing and square dancing are different because of the way that you move. When you're line dancing, you move like in a line, and square dancing is kind of like you stay in your little box, maybe? I really don't know. I don't know. So
I don't know. When I was growing up, it was always about square dancing. You'd go to a big square dance. It was like the same music, same sort of thing. And then somewhere along the line, it all switched, and then all of a sudden it was line dancing. It's like, did they just rebrand this? Is this really different?
Maybe. I honestly have no idea. That's a good question.
We need somebody to do the research and send an answer in for us.
I know, for real. If you guys know the answer, hit us up on our Instagram.
Hey, now we got big plans for Halloween on campus, don't we? Some stuff coming up?
We do. We have Halloween bingo, which is going to be fun, and we're going to be having a costume contest, which was always fun. Last year, a ton of people came out in really funny costumes, so hopefully a bunch of people do that again, so I'm not the only one dressed up. I have to figure out what my costume is going to be, because that's tomorrow, and I have no idea, but it was fun last year.
Three-legged Bronwyn, that's what I think. I think you got to go with three-legged Bronwyn.
Honestly, I might steal your idea.
Just need 2 pairs of pants that match and 2 pairs of shoes that match.
Okay, I think I could do that. That would be very funny. And we'll know the people that listen to Coffee with Corsini because they'll recognize
They'll be like,
it.
copycat, you did that, you stole that. That's right.
Okay, we also have our Student of the Week. I don't know if you've noticed this, but we've been doing Feature Me SDC on our Instagram recently, and it's been a really cool way to highlight different students and what they're doing at our school. And this week was so funny. It was Anthony Macchia, and he's been our most requested Student of the Week. We put a poll on the Instagram, and about 15 people said Anthony Macchia. So shout out to Anthony Macchia. And if you want to be a Student of the Week, if you're listening, hit us up, and we might just choose you on the Instagram.
Awesome. Hey, and also our team just played. Didn't we just play SDSU? I think we did
last night. Yeah, we played on Tuesday night. It was a good game.
Awesome.
Unfortunately, we came up short, but they played against a really big school. SDSU is big time, so they held their own. They did really good, so it was a great game to go watch too. So
that's cool. That's really cool. We have that opportunity, and represent there.
It was really fun, and a bunch of students came out and saw it, so it was a cool way to represent SEC at SCSU. We showed them what the Hawks are made of.
Challenge up, right? Awesome.
Exactly. Okay, well, we're going to end this episode like we always do with some rapid-fire questions for you, Dr. Corsini. So, as always, answer with the first thing that comes to your mind, and we'll get right into it. Quick, sweet or sour?
Fire away. Sweet.
Okay,
chocolate.
Candy apple or caramel apple?
Caramel apple. I actually keep a caramel on site pretty much all the time. I have a tub of caramel for my apples. If I'm going to eat an apple, I'm eating it with caramel. Love that.
I totally do too. I'm the same way. I
could go to the fridge right now. I got a tub of caramel right now. I could go show you right now.
I could too.
Always got a tub of caramel. Yeah.
Also, candy apples, aren't they literally? Don't they have caramel on them? Or
I think it's just red caramel. That's all it is.
Okay, that's what I thought. Okay. Anyways, hayride or corn maze?
I'm all about the hayride. Love the hayride.
Okay. Pumpkin seeds or pumpkin pie?
Pumpkin pie. Love pumpkin pie. Yeah, big fan. My mom's is the best. I don't know how she does it, but my mom's pumpkin pie, always the best.
I had pumpkin seeds for the first time ever this year. I've never had them before.
They were good.
They were good. Yeah, it was. I didn't even know what to expect, so it was kind of just like, oh yeah, these are good. I've never had them before, but I don't know if I will create that tradition because I watched them clean off all the pumpkin seeds, and I just said that looked like a little bit too much work for me. It's okay.
It's a lot of work, and it's the sort of thing where maybe once a year you do pumpkin seeds. Like, I'm okay with pumpkin seeds once a year. I'm a fan. I'll do the pumpkin seed. That's good. It's not like 2 days later. It's like, hey, any more of those pumpkin seeds left? It's like, I did it the one night. I'm good. One year when I was a kid, because you got to crack them open, right? You can't like eat the shell and everything. But one year as a kid, I got lazy. I was like, I'm not going to crack these open. It's too much work. I'm just eating the whole, because all the flavors, on the outside. Just ate them, shell and all. Just went at it. That was a bad life choice. Yeah, I paid the consequences for that.
That doesn't sound good to me at all.
It was not. It was a bad life choice. Yeah, it was horrible.
Okay, well, that's good to know. I will never do that.
Life lesson. Crack. Yeah, make sure you just get the inside of those pumpkin seeds.
Okay, good to know. Dr. Corsini, does pineapple go on pizza?
I think if there's pineapple on it, it sort of ceases to be pizza at that point. I'm going to say no.
Wow.
No, I don't think so. With the last name like Corsini, you got to be true to your heritage. So, I got family that might dial in if I answer that wrong. So I'm going to say no. That's meat, that's cheese, that's sauce, that's about it.
I'm a firm believer of pineapple on pizza. That's my favorite kind of pizza.
I love pineapple. I'm all about it, but I think it ceases to be a pizza once the pineapple goes on.
Wow. Well, we defer on that because I love it.
I think we're just going to have to agree to disagree, right?
Yes, we will agree to disagree. Last question. If you were to write a story, what would the title be?
If I was going to write a story, I would probably write, how about this? The Amazing Adventure. God's Plans for a Willing Participant.
Okay, I like that. Sounds inspiring. Yeah. I would read that.
Yeah. How about that? Because that's
coming
what
to a
library. Right there.
Coming to a library and bookstore near you.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember what I just said. The Amazing Adventure, God's Plans for a Willing Participant. Yeah, that's what it would be. I should start working on that now.
I know. You need to trademark that quickly.
Yeah. Hey, so are you dressing up this year for Halloween?
I mean, I'm gonna do Halloween bingo, but I don't think I'm really doing anything else. It's on a Sunday, and typically I have work stuff and homework that I have to do on a Sunday, so I don't really know. And I don't know. I mean, I don't have any younger siblings, and I'm 21 at this point, so I just really don't know if I'm gonna go out and do any trick-or-treating of that sort, but...
Well, you got Halloween bingo, right? So you can dress up for that.
Yeah.
That'll be a blast.
There you go. Halloween bingo will be very, very fun, so I'll use my costume for that once I figure out what my costume's gonna be.
Yeah.
The three-legged Bronwyn.
I think you should. I say give it a shot.
I think I might. Okay, well, thank you so much for talking to me, Dr. Corsini. Thank you.
Anytime.
Every week, I appreciate it. Episode 5, it was a good one. And I hope that you have an amazing Halloween. Have fun dressing up as a doctor and with your little fox. And I can't wait to hear all about it next week on the podcast.
Absolutely. This has been Coffee with Corsini. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you next week.